Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we got some crazy stuff going on because right now, Xbox has quite literally taken over PlayStation. Now, as you guys probably know, PlayStation itself is like the big head honcho on the whole kind of console market industry. But one thing to kind of go and note is that while it is like the biggest console seller, it's not always the biggest game seller. Now, there has been some good games that have been absolutely blown out of the water, like Spider-Man, God of War, Horizon, and some of these things go and sell millions upon millions of copies, or sometimes even live service games, or at this point, even games like, say, like Bungie games, like, say, Destiny, or even Helldivers. Like, PlayStation does pretty good, but they've also had a little bit of falters, too, as well, when it comes to a game like the Final Fantasies, etc., etc. But right now, we're now seeing almost like a double agent, a secret spy, a kind of co-op, if you will, where Xbox is actually laying down the groundwork to completely be taking out PlayStation, but from the inside. So I want to go talk about this because some crazy statistics have actually popped out as of today, and we've kind of been knowing there's been a looming, like, big transitional shift of Xbox becoming more of like a publisher, a seller, a maker of games, and kind of the continuality of them making games like, Call of Duties, Overwatches, Diablos, etc. And it kind of seems like they're scheming up a really big scheme over here, and it seems like everyone outside the planet besides PlayStation knew that this was ongoing. But maybe it's a win-win, maybe life's all good, so let's go talk about this, and I want to hear all your thoughts and comments down below. We have the Twitter and Twitch stream as well if you guys want to go follow, and of course, well, just appreciate y'all for watching. So, one big thing to note is as of right this second, right now, Microsoft has more best-selling games currently on the PlayStation Store than Sony does. You heard me correctly. Right now, basically all the games that are taking over the PlayStation console are Xbox games. Now, is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? I think it's good. Like, the more games that are showing up on different platforms, PlayStation's making money. People who have PlayStation consoles get to play those games. Xbox is making money from all the people playing and buying those games on PlayStation. And at the same time, it seems like everyone kind of wins. Like, it almost kind of seems like we're finally getting that really nice market equilibrium where pretty much like both companies are doing well. They're kind of somewhat coexisting. Now, this is a very step in the right direction, but we don't know if that step's going to turn to a marathon and things are going to keep on happening over and over and over again, or if they're going to be one of those like, hey, let's go start tapering off to a different direction and see what happens. But right now, a lot of stuff's coming out where Microsoft and Xbox basically has more best-selling games on the PlayStation Store than Sony does right this second. Microsoft is significantly leveraging its competitors' platform to sell games, showing just how interconnected both the Xbox and the PlayStation really are. Now, this is a crazy thing to see because if you guys even can realize, like 10 years ago, this was never really kind of expected, but Xbox, I feel like, has always had that seed planted, like kind of watering that tree, because don't forget, they always kept Minecraft. Like, Xbox owns Minecraft, and they kind of kept that bumping and rolling this entire time, and they always kept on updating it for the PlayStation. They were making money on the sales, and of course, don't forget about the Fallout games, Elden Ring, that's another ring, ESO, whatever that. I'll be honest with you, I never really played ESO, whatever it might be. It's like Elder Scrolls Online, I think it is, but like they've always had these games always all moved over to these consoles. Say for PlayStation, and so far that's kind of a big deal because right now, well, that just is nice. Like, they're making money. So Sony and Microsoft may be direct competitors, but sales charts also show just how mutualistic the two companies are. And at the end of the day, if you scratch my back, I scratch yours, we end up making a lot of money. I think most people are happy. Nothing else, the FTC versus Microsoft trial in 2023 taught us one important lesson. PlayStation and Xbox are cooperative as they are competitive. Microsoft depends heavily on Sony's storefront to sell its games, including mega hits like Minecraft and Call of Duty, and Sony in turn welcomes Microsoft's revenue contribution. This cooperation has evolved now that Microsoft has broken first-party Xbox game exclusivity, which I'm sure you guys have heard of quite a bit. Sea of Thieves, Hi-Fi Rush, Grounded, and a few other games will be coming at least at the first testing trial. So Microsoft has grown considerably now that it owns Microsoft Activision. So by virtue of its sheer size, it's not really a surprise that its games now have a larger share and populate multiple charts. To give a better idea of Xbox's size and synergetic relationship with Sony, you can take a quick look at the best-selling games of the PlayStation Store. But let alone the fact that always knowing Call of Duty was like one of the best-selling games nonstop. Minecraft, one of the also best-selling games of all time. And these games have always been available as of this current moment on PlayStation, and at least for the next 10 years or so, depending on contracts, etc. I'm still in the mindset of long-term, they're going to be available everywhere forever. So I originally checked on the PS Store charts, and we've been seeing people discussing this and highlighting this, kind of why I'm doing it myself, to go and see if the Fallout TV show, which is another big thing to kind of go and note to as well. We're basically for this, we're hearing that the Fallout show is just showing a bunch of different overalls. I'm also muted this. So just kind of showing a bunch of brand new people picking up the games, selling games, doing stuff, whatever it might be. And then, of course, that is a Bethesda game, which who owns Bethesda right this second? Xbox. Xbox owns Bethesda. But these games are flying right now. They're on Steam. Their charts are going astronomically high up because the show is pretty good. I've been watching them on episode 5 now. Pretty good show. I like it. And then part 2 of that is also the fact that the games are just classic games. Like, a lot of people really liked Fallout 3, 4. 76 had a little bit of an iffy vibe, but it's the newest one. It's multiplayer. They've been upped in the game since it came out. Like, there's, like, reasons to play the games. And obviously, see, this is all Xbox games. So on Steam, on PlayStation, these are now charting. Games like Minecraft have always been charting. Games like, say, Call of Duty are now always been charting. Things like Overwatch are always been charting. Like, people play the Xbox games and also Activision games. And they will in the future for future releases. And that's why these are huge, huge things to know, and that's why this revenue share idea is smart. PlayStation has over 50 million users, Xbox doesn't. So what does Xbox have that PlayStation doesn't? Also outside third-party games, Call of Duties, Bethesda games, etc., etc., etc. So, like, it's a win-win. And I feel like these companies are finally, and I think most of us watching this video or have a brain have realized why not just bring it to every console for literally years? Like, literally, like, the benefits are there. Like, we're pretty much moving to a PC-centric world, so why not just have PC be the happy medium on everything, or at the same time, just let people buy what they want to go buy. Like, if you're making money, you're making money. Like, who cares? Like, at the end of the day, who cares? If your competitor makes money, but you're making money, at the end of the day, all rising, like, tides raise all ships, or whatever the actual acronym actually is. So, ever since now, we can go and now see all these big popular games over to see what's up. So, as of right this second, we're seeing number 1. These are the best-selling games on PlayStation. Fortnite, Epic Games. That's duh. I'll be honest with you. That's like more of a PlayStation game, if anything, because PlayStation has a big equity stake in Epic Games. Number 1, Call of Duty. It's almost always Call of Duty. Guess what? That game, number 2. 2K's Take-Two, whatever, MLB The Show, PlayStation Studios, but also don't forget this game has also been on Xbox and Game Pass. Madden, we have Sony game over here, but number 7, Overwatch 2. Is a Microsoft game. So again, this is on the top charts. Now as well, also these other like, Take-Two games, which has been a huge, huge game in general. But then also look at this, Sea of Thieves now, once again, popping off on top of this. Once again, like we're seeing all these Xbox games over here. And then we also do have as well, Fallout 4, once again, a Microsoft game. Crazy. Minecraft, once again, Microsoft game. Fallout 76, once again, Microsoft game. Grounded, not doing as well as Sea of Thieves has been doing, but at the same time, 23 top 25 is a Microsoft Xbox game. And now there are also some other games too, like, we see the normal PlayStation games, Stellar Blade, Rise of Ronin, etc. But even for Stellar Blade, which has been getting a lot of promotion and marketing, guess what? Overwatch is still getting more players. Call of Duty will obviously outsell that game, even though the game's been out for quite some time, and the next one too as well. And that just makes a lot of sense. So right now, 7 of the games are Microsoft games. So 28% of all PlayStation top downloaded games are Microsoft. Sony's at 20%, Take-Two is at 12%, and then EA is at 12%. Now, obviously, some of the bigger games, like, like a GTA is going to be their own subsidiary or whatever. But at the same time, this is crazy to see that right now Microsoft is getting more sales and has a better selling proportion on this. Now, it could also just be a marketing cycle, because it makes sense, like you have the Fallout game, 2 of them are Fallout games. But those games have always been having concurrent players and people check out the game regardless. And that's kind of just crazy to go and see, because it just shows that everything's bumping up over here too as well. Now, there also has been some other big things where even Sea of Thieves is now past 40 million players now that it's come to PlayStation, but it really seems like it's smart. Like, Xbox is like, hey, we got these popular games, that's why we bought Activision, Minecraft, Bethesda. This is playing music to their ears, that these games are still getting sales, still making money, still having players, and people are still excited for these games, and some of these haven't even been moved over to the PlayStation yet. So think Starfield for Bethesda, it's not on PlayStation yet. And this is why I think things are big. And I do think that at the end of the day, Xbox had a really, really smart decision. And at the same time, PlayStation smart too, because they're winning. Everyone's winning. Like, this is happy. This is good news, and I'm happy to see it. So give me your thoughts and comments on this down below. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We do have the Twitter and Twitch room as well if you guys would like to go and follow. And like I said, I want to hear your thoughts and comments and everything down below.